Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Introspective Thoughts with your boy Martian, aka the great and powerful Martian, aka the nig that keeps on nigging, aka the bitch that makes the biscuits, aka Deku's evil twin, aka Miss Frizzle's loud pack, aka DJ Run That Back, aka the part-time homosexual, aka Gay Wrongs, aka your child's favorite teacher, aka a bad bitch and that nigga, aka the stone that the builder dropped, aka a child not left behind, aka God's playable character because I refuse to be an NPC like y'all, aka the realest nigga that I know, aka nobody's cup of tea, aka a seat at the table, aka the chic of all trades. And I'm here with another guest onto the program, onto the platform. This man was supposed to have been on this job like way back in like season two, but shit happens. But I'm grateful that he here. So welcome to, for not the first time, technically the second time on Introspective Thoughts. Welcome my boy Jai Musiq. What's good, man?
What's going on, brother? What's going on? You got a lot of AKAs, man, and I don't have that many.
Hey, you do what you got
Um
to do.
um
I do this because this is what came to the dome. So you do what
I
you
feel
do.
you.
Take
I
your
feel
time and
you.
you introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are, what you do, all that great jazz.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Jai Musiq, as he said. It's JaiMusiq, aka Jug Man, aka nigga. I wish you would, man. That's all I got. Uh,
Ooh, I might have to steal that last one. I'm
but
sorry.
But yeah, I'm an artist, musician, overall creative, fashion designer, model, actor, straight out of Memphis, Tennessee, man. And I'm grateful to be here with my brother Marsh. You know what I'm saying? We go way, way back. And like you said,
Yeah.
we recorded an episode before. I don't know what happened to it.
I can't even tell you. I legit can't even tell you what. Because even when I came back to start editing the newer one, so I put these just out. I can't even find the video file. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to this? Because I know it exists somewhere. It's on. It's somewhere in one
Yeah.
of these drives that I got somewhere. It's on a jump. It's somewhere. I just don't even know where it is. But if I find it, I'm gonna put that joint out, and we're gonna see where we came from to where we are now.
I don't remember what we was talking about on that joint. So
I legit can't even tell you because that was what 21,
yeah, I think that was like
2021.
2021.
Yeah, and it's now the 2025 of things, man. So much shit to change in 4 years. I can't even tell you
I done
what.
lived about three different lives since then.
I done lived about six.
Right.
I done lived six. I done been in three different states, four different cities, two different sides of the country. I done been out the country. I don't know what the fuck did happen, but
Right.
hey, like you said, bro, we've been in this thing. It's not too many people that I could say that have known me since what, middle school, elementary school, high school, like. And one, I have to say this, give you your flowers. I told you this before, but I'm grateful that I'm still in community with you in the 2025 stage, right? And
Yeah.
when I say y'all, like we go all the way back, like we was back in Bad, back at Snowden, back in Central, and was out here thugging in these Memphis ass hot ass streets, cause fuck is hot in that city. But been out here thugging since then, just seeing each other through a bunch of life changes, life events, and stuff like that. And honestly, I am genuinely grateful, legit grateful, because everybody can't say that. Folks can't say that they've been in community or been friends with people for 10 plus years.
That's a fact.
And that's a blessing in and of itself because you get to watch people through their different life changes and shit like that. And yeah, we're gonna get into all of that later because we gotta get into your lore. Because you named a lot of things. You said you're doing fashion, you're doing music, you create. Gotta get into your lore, as my students used to say. So
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
gonna get into that in a second. But like I like to start off every episode, I like to start off with a check-in. And so how check-ins go is that on a scale of 1 to 10, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, or you can do all of them in one foul swoop. What's it given? Where one is, bro, this shit is terrible. Fuck all of this. And 10 is like I'm sitting on the moon seeing spaceships on Bankhead. What's it giving?
Mm. So like I'm doing like one by one, like physical, mental, spiritual,
You can, or you
or
can hit them all in one fast
just
swoop, whichever works for
everything.
you. Whatever works for you.
Uh, Overall, I'm probably like a 6.5.
That's real. That's real.
I'm like in the 6.5. Physically, I've been smooth. I've been in the gym, regularly. So I'm pretty good on the physical side. Mentally, just been trying to get my motivation back
Hmm.
as far as like creativity and things of that nature. Like this has been a very creative week
Hmm.
for me. I made like 3 songs this week, and I can't remember the last time I have like done as much recording this week. It's been a minute since I recorded that much, so like that felt good for sure. I was just at the studio last night. That's why I look so tired because I'm,
Man, it be
I'm
like that.
I
If you would,
literally I literally woke up like 10 minutes before this.
bro, it be like that. That's what folks don't understand. When you're a creator, you don't have 9 to 5 hours. That's not your hours. Don't have half time. Shit
But
don't be when the sun is out.
I
Like
still work a 9 to 5 too though. So it's
it, but even still though, but that's part of again things we gonna get into in a second. But like folks who ain't doing this shit or don't tap into their creative side, they don't understand that your hours ain't in alignment or in sync all the time with what society says the hours should be, if that makes sense, right?
hard.
So you may work a 9 to 5 or a 7 to 3, or a 3 to 11 type shift, which I don't understand how anybody work a 3 to 11. I quit the job before I do that shit. But you still, if you really are passionate about what it is that you're creating and what it is that you're doing, you're gonna have hours outside of that. It's like people say you got your 9 to 5 and then you got your 6 to 10. Like that's your 6 to 10, but your 6 to 10 might really be like 6 to 6. And then you still gotta get up at 8 so you can make the 9 and go to 5 again. So
Yeah,
trust me, I understand as a nigga that has been in this boat a number of times. I get it.
yeah, but that's been cool though, just being able to get back in the groove of stuff this week. Um Emotionally I'm kinda
That's real. It'd be like that.
I'm gonna just leave that right there.
Hey, you do what you gotta do, man. You do what you gotta do.
But I mean, overall, I'm in good spirits, man. I was chopping it up the other day, and I was telling you like everything is progressively getting better. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be in a better headspace than I've been in recently. So
That's
I'm good,
real.
brother. I'm smooth.
That's real. Now you know me. We gonna have to talk offline about one of the things,
Yeah,
and you know
for sure.
we gonna do that. But we'll get to that in a second. But I appreciate you sharing that. For me myself, I'm in a good headspace. Just in general, just in a good space in general. I'd be lying if I say like everybody else, we are in precedented times. Everybody be like, "Oh, we in unprecedented times. We got this going on, this going on, this going on," and it's like, well, I'm a history nerd, have degrees in history and political science. All of this shit has happened before.
Right.
Like we may not have been physically here for it, but we've seen this shit happen before, right? So I'd be lying if I'm saying that shit don't phase me or it hasn't phased me in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because it's like you don't know what's getting ready to happen next, right? Because we got dumbasses quite literally running things right now, right? And I'm at the point personally where I don't know if you have seen the YouTube channel called Jubilee, which if you haven't, you ain't missing shit, right? But I bring that up because just over the past few weeks, there has been clips going around of one of the videos where it's like a 20v1 type situation where it's supposed to be a quote unquote debate. And you got the one of the people is a journalist. I can't run his resume down because I don't know him personally, but journalist, he knows what he's talking about. And he basically is in a room debating, quote unquote, against 20 people who call themselves or consider themselves right wing conservatives. And when I say some of the stuff that has come out these folks' mouths, it's just like, all right, we gotta start sending niggas to the gulag again. Cause what's happening right now? Like we got one person on there who literally was proud to say he's a fascist. You had one dude who you could tell he couldn't wait to get home and try on his granddaddy KKK regalia. Like it's just wild to see, right? But because we as black people at least know what that shit looks like, and our ancestors have gone through that. I mean, like if I even think about him, my mom and dad was born in the middle of the civil rights movement, so they still
Yep.
technically got a taste of Jim Crow. And
Right.
so, like, we ain't far removed from that at all. And to see us beelining back towards that, it's just like, is today the day that I have to go to jail because somebody tried me, or is today the day that I jump ship and move to another country because I'm not dealing with this? Like, and it could go either way. And then you got the consistent videos of police brutality towards black men. Most recently, old boy had his I think this video was old, but they police officers broke the man window and punched him in the face, drug him out the car, all of this, that, and the third. And then when they have a press release about it, the sheriff, because it was in Jacksonville, the sheriff was basically like, was basically took up for the police. Who was like, well, they ain't do nothing wrong. He was being belligerent, blah 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 blah. And it's like, nigga, did you see the same video that we saw?
Man, I don't think
Because
I
if
saw
you
that, bro.
because if you saw the same video, nigga, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, I try not to even. I don't even watch those videos when I come across them
mm-hmm.
anymore. For real, I don't even think I seen the video you talking about.
Yeah, and again, you ain't even missing nothing. The only reason why I know about this stuff is because the audience know I live on TikTok, and when
Yeah.
I say live on TikTok, I just be scrolling and people call it doom
I'm
scrolling code.
scrolling. Yeah,
Yeah. But it don't even be doom scrolling because a lot of the stuff like that, I don't pay it no attention. Like I'll see it, I give it at the most 20 seconds of my attention, and then I'm moving on. And we chalk that up to ADHD, right?
yeah,
But the only reason I knew about like the Jubilee video and the the situation with the police brutality is because it was on TikTok. But I'm just like, I don't even give it my time, patience, and energy simply because it's like, as James Baldwin so eloquently said, to be a black man in the United States is being in a consistent state of rage at all times.
right,
I like my peace. I'm not finna give my peace to that, especially when, and I've said this before, I've said this all over 2025. At some point in time, we have to admit that we're part of the problem if nobody's actively doing the solution.
right,
Right? And that's from the president down. That's the stuff in our community, stuff in our families, all of that stuff, right? We can't actively say that somebody is an issue or something is an issue unless if we're going to keep saying, well, I can't do nothing about it, or the community can't do nothing about it, or we pretending like it's not an issue, because then at that point, it's just gonna keep going, and then what? Right? So all of that to say, like, I'd be lying, going back to my chicken, I'd be lying if I said like some of this shit hasn't irritated the hell out of me because it's like, bro, like, why are we still doing this?
right.
Well, we don't gotta do it. But beyond that though, life is still good because outside of that, I'm like, I still got a roof over my head, still got food in the refrigerator, there's gas in the tank. Let's go. I'm gonna go outside at some point in time when it is not 117 degrees outside. But outside of that, bro, I'm chilling. I'm good. Life can get better, but it definitely ain't as worse as it has been
Yeah,
before.
it definitely has been worse. So
It's been a lot worse. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into what I found interesting. Again, lived on TikTok. So One of the things that I found interesting that you may or may not have heard about, but over on these TikTok streets, um, y'all may have heard about this as well too. Did you hear about the old boy and old girl at the Coldplay concert?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that. Yeah, that was something I did see. That's crazy. And then he resigned too.
He did. Now I don't know if she resigned or she got fired, but he resigned. But what's funny about all of this, because again, live on TikTok, apparently that shit was a setup.
It had to be.
Like,
It
as
had.
in his wife set him up.
Mm,
As in she already knew that that nigga was cheating on her.
mm.
And she was at the Coldplay concert, or she knew somebody at the Coldplay concert, because I don't know if you saw the whole video, but like apparently the person that he was booed up with, there was somebody standing next to her, and apparently she worked there too. And she was also in on it too. Now, all of this is allegedly, all this is speculation. But I'm also like, how you get caught like that?
It had to be a setup, bro, for them to catch you on camera out of everybody that was there.
Niggas ain't
They
moving
got
in
set up for
silence.
show. It's no way.
Ain't no way. Like niggas ain't moving in silence like the G and lasagna no more. And both of them they old enough to at least have some type of sense, whatever that sense is. But my thing is also too like in the day and age of sneaky links per se. I didn't know sneaky links. She was outside with him like that.
Yeah, yeah, y'all was just too outside. Y'all were too outside to begin with. Y'all at the Coldplay concert, hugged up, like I don't know if y'all were in a suite or a box or whatever y'all thought y'all was ducked off enough to get that off. But nah, I don't. Yeah, y'all
Nah,
too outside anyway. You at the concert with him?
I would have told them we
Or
got
was you gonna
Coldplay. We got Coldplay at the house. Fuck
was you
that.
gonna like try to play it off like this was a company outing? How did you plan to play that? Like, I don't, it's tough, bro. It's tough. And like you said, we are in the age of, what I'm saying, sneaky links. And I do think it's a little harder for real love to thrive these days than in the past.
hmm Why you say that though?
Why do I think it's harder for real love to thrive now than in the past?
Yeah.
It's,
Speaking
it's
from a nigga that ain't been in a relationship for God knows how long, and I'm not looking
it's
forward
a
to
it's a
it
lot
either.
of it's a lot of reasons. I mean, social media is big enough, is big of a reason enough.
hmm
Um, Everybody thinks they have endless options. We have access to look into what other people are doing in their relationships and
hmm
compare it to ours or the one that you may be in, which is detrimental in my opinion. The music that we listen to now, there's no love in it.
hmm
Um, if you listen to music back in the day, like R&B back in the day was all about love and being with somebody. And of course, like you still had your songs that were, raunchy or in their own different ways back then, but the primary message of music back then was love. Um, or like being connected to one another or just being respectful towards one another. But now we got, you know, no knock to any artists that make this kind of music. I mean, it's their story and it's their art. But we got, you know what I'm saying, music about killing each other, music about disrespecting our women, music about disrespecting the men
hmm
from the women. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. And I think like our generation, like we kind of had we kind of grew up on in a different world where like love was kind of still at the forefront, but we were transitioning out of that into what we have now.
hmm
Um, so I those are just a couple of reasons why I think it's tough now, and people tend to place more of an emphasis on online connection than connecting with people in real life. And being online, you can be anybody that you want to be. You can show off whatever part of life you want to show off and put your life in this pretty little package for other people to consume.
Hmm.
Um, when back in the day, you just had to be yourself. And if you being yourself wasn't up to par, then that's what it was. But I think in the world that we live in today, it's tough for real love to thrive. It's too much comparison. Um, and I really just don't think that we were built to see so many people, or even to just see so many people's thoughts at once. Like within a swiping on your phone for 5 minutes, you've seen 100 people's thoughts or 100
Yeah.
people's lives, and I just don't think that that's natural. But that's the world we live in, so I can't.
No,
There's
it's
not really much I can do about that now.
no, and that's real too, though. And I think in it's a couple portions that I want to hit, right? And even something that you said is gonna segue into the next thing that I found over here on the TikTok, right? Is one, I agree with the fact of like we should not have this much access to nobody. Like, and what I find interesting is that in this day and age of having this much access, excuse me, one, and damn, this can go in so many different directions. In this day and age of having access to people's thoughts, people's ideas, basically the highlight reel of their life, you then got people making comparisons from their life to this other person's life or to what it should look like, what it could look like, what they want it to look like, but they don't recognize and realize that you don't know what that person had to go through in order to get to where they at now, even if it is bullshit, right? Because what happens is that you got people who are looking to these people that they follow, these influencers, these content creators, um, and they think that that is the end all be all, but they don't recognize and realize that that's still a person behind all of this at the end of the day, right? And I a strong believer of this as well, and this is part of the reason why I got off of Instagram for about 7 or 8 months, and unfortunately had to bring it back because you want to be great and be and get your content and shit out there, and I'm still uh what's the word, bothered, perplexed, if you will, that I had to create Instagram again. But that was part of the reason why I got rid of Instagram, is because I got tired of seeing people lie about whatever it was that they wanted the people in the world to see, right? And of
Mhm.
course, I don't have, evidence to say that it is a lie, but you can tell when somebody's on some bullshit, right?
Right.
You can tell. And so, and to be quite honest with you, like to see people show their highlight reel and I'm watching people win, and over here I'm like, damn, I'm going through life getting my ass beat, getting it handed to me on a silver platter, and I'm just like, where the where is my wins at, right? And so what happens is that you develop envy, you develop jealousy, you develop like all of these like ill emotions towards people, and you don't even know the half of what it is, that they are dealing with behind closed doors and stuff like that, right? But then on top of that, the other portion of it too is like to the other point of like we shouldn't have as much access to people's thoughts. Some people simply just do not need to share their opinions. I'm a strong believer of that, right? As an educator too, because it's like when teachers say no such thing as stupid questions, no, bitch, yes, there is. There's a such thing as dumb, idiotic, stupid, asinine, unnecessary questions, comments, and concerns, right? Simply because it ain't got shit to do with you. Simply because it doesn't have to matter. And unfortunately it does, right? But then the other portion of it too is like we live in a post quote unquote no child left behind era, which I still stand 10 toes fully on. George Bush must pay for his crimes. The same cell that Ronald Reagan is in, and hell, George Bush needs one right next to him because you got kids out here who thinking that just because you seen, and this is gonna be very contradictory. We grew up in the era of be seen and not heard, right? Children were meant to be seen and not heard, and yes, you are worthy of love and respect, but that doesn't mean that what comes out of your mouth is productive to anything that we got going on. But then when you add the fact that the kids don't know shit, they not willing to look up shit, they not willing to listen to elders, even if they are giving good advice or giving, even if it is an unsolicited opinion. It's like I'm saying this to put you in a headspace of starting to think about what it could be. You then got them pushing back, and it's like going to back to what you said with the music and stuff like that. Then you get people who are dissing women or dissing men because of whatever experience that they went through. And yes, that is your experience. It's valid. However, you ain't put not an inch of thought behind it. It's just put it out there, tell the word that I hate niggas and this is that and the third. Okay, so then what did you learn from that? What did you get out of that? How are you growing from it? And that ain't happening. But here we are. It is what it is. But I also want to say to that too, though, to kind of segue into this next thing, is like how you said about the music. You got people who, have their opinions about it, or they are putting out and producing music and stuff like that. And definitely would love your opinion on this as a musician as well. Something else that I found interesting over here on the TikTok, unfortunately, because again, the children have been abandoned on the side of the road at this point. Uh, we got a youngin that thinks that Chris Brown is better than Michael Jackson, and I am just trying to figure out what planet that I'm on right now, what dimension that I'm in right now. I'm so confusion. What are your thoughts on that before I give my unsolicited opinion about how stupid that is?
I mean, I think they're both very talented individuals. Obviously, Chris Brown is very heavily influenced by Mike,
hmm
as are a great number of artists. As far as like the talent level between them, um, I mean, I'm gonna give the advantage to Mike, but I don't think Chris Brown is too far behind.
That I can agree with, right?
I
But
don't,
then
I don't, I don't think it's like he's so much better than Chris. No, I think it's a lot closer than people would like to admit.
and that I can agree with, right? Because literally Chris Brown is a student of Michael Jackson.
Right.
And what we were hoping is that at some point in time, the student would surpass the master because that's what you're supposed to do when you learn it, right? But also, Mike is dead.
Yeah.
He can't do much. He can't do nothing else. Everything that we know Mike for is already been solidified in history. And he can't, even though we would love for him to contribute more to it, he literally can't because he's not physically here to do so. But the other portion of it is too, though, is like Chris Brown has so much room to grow and be better simply because he's still physically here to do so. But to make a comparison of a living person to somebody that's dead, that's not even a real argument at that point.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I guess it's just like comparing what it's just comparing what Mike did to what Chris Brown has done and is continuing to do. It's really tough to make that comparison because like I said earlier, it was a different time. So like when Mike was coming up, like he had a certain level of superstardom that will never be matched at this point. Um, so like the way that people feel about him is a little different because like it was a different time. Like when you the only time you were seeing your favorite artist was on TV or at a show versus now like we got social media, we can see you every day. So like the aspect of being a star or a superstar has dwindled a lot into making these people regular people because they are regular people. But I feel like I feel like that kind of hurts Chris Brown's case in a sense, and also just with all the controversy surrounding him. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of hurts. the way that people look at him. Because honestly, I don't think there's anything that Michael Jackson did that Chris Brown can't do.
That's a good point.
There's nothing that Michael Jackson did that that Chris Brown hasn't done or isn't able to do as far as talent goes.
You got a good point there because he has the dancing ability, he has the vocal ability, he has the production. Well, I don't know how much Chris Brown produces like his own beats and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
like even with Mike, like Mike wasn't producing all his own beats and stuff like that, but he floated
That
on
was
them bitches.
Quincy.
That right. There was Quincy, there was Dark Child, there was a number of other people, right? And Chris got whoever he got in his arsenal and stuff like that. But it's like it ain't too much more that Chris needs to prove himself on as far as talent and music wise capabilities, right? I think the thing, of course, the elephant in the room, of course, is Chris got to do better in his personal life with how he treating women and stuff like that.
Of course.
But at the same time, too, though, you know, the same could be said about R. Kelly, right? The same could be said about Diddy. The same could be said about Nicki Minaj. The same could be said about a number of artists at this point. And I think they've had specific moments in time where their legacy has been solidified in the halls of history, music history at this point, that makes them great in their own right. But for what here's my thing though with like the whole conversation is that a lot of these youngins ain't doing their homework, right? They only going off of what they see this person is doing. They not going back and looking at, the videos of Michael Jackson in Tokyo or in Germany or when he was here in the States, when he performed solo, when he first started his solo career, when he was still performing with the Jackson Five, when he was a kid. Nobody's looking at that type of stuff, right? And nobody's actively paying attention to like his growth as a musician and his growth as a performer and stuff. And the same thing with Chris Brown. Like I think, and this is his own fault, but people focus more on the bad stuff that he did than it was his musicality, and that is what's kind of killing his legacy as of right now. You
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
So we're gonna take a break right there. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna jump into some of Jai Musiq lore. We got to talk about this man. Like we ain't talked in a while, so we got to see how he got here, what the music he's giving, what he got out giving to the world. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. We'll be back. Give us a sec. We finna go take a break and come back because yeah. And we are back. Let's get into some lore. So Jai Musiq, as you said, you are a multi-hyphenate creator. You do the fashions, you do the acting, you do the modeling, you do the music. How did we get here, man? Because like I told y'all before, we was in band way back in the day. Shout out to J Rob, shout out to Johnson, wherever y'all at, whatever y'all got going on. If y'all ever see this, hey man, two of your sisters be out here doing great shit, right? But I understand and know how we got to the music piece, but for those that don't know, tell us how we got here today.
It's been a long journey, bro. It's been a long journey, especially since like high school and everything. Like it's been a lot of stuff, man. I went out to college. I went to Morehouse and I got a degree in music there, music composition. So I mean, when I went out to school, I didn't really know what I wanted to major in. But after my first semester, I was just like, yeah, I really don't see myself doing anything but music. And really the only like music program they had that I was interested in was like the composition program. So that's what I went into. And for those who don't know what composition is, it's basically just writing scores. So like the music that you'll like hear in the movie with a band or orchestra playing, or like anytime you hear a choir sing or whatever, like people have to write those pieces. So that's what I went to school for. I had to do a whole concert with original compositions and get it and run rehearsals and get it played and all that. Um, in order to graduate. So that shit was pretty cool. But I started taking music serious after my freshman year of college. Um, I used to make songs for fun all the time in middle school and high school. But that's when I guess I started taking it serious. Cause I guess at that point, like I'm 18, I need to start to figure out what I really want to do with my life. Um, and that's really always what I wanted to do. I was kind of discouraged before that point because I mean, people always say people in music don't make money, and so many people want to do it, and I guess they just didn't understand like the love and the passion I had for it, and I kind of let that deter me. But at that point, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just see what I can do with it. And shout out to Todd Boylan. He's really one of the people that pushed me to do it. Him, Cortez, and Chris are who I always credit with the reason that I actually started to make music because they were the ones that really told me like, hey, you could really do something with it. Like my first real studio session was with Ty, and I recorded a song with him. He asked me what I was gonna do with it. I was like, I'm gonna just throw it on SoundCloud like I usually do because at that point I was just making little songs and putting them on SoundCloud just for fun. And he sat me down and he said, like, you got the talent to go wherever you want to go with it if there's something that you ever thought about. I had never thought about taking it serious before that point. But after that, I recorded a whole project that summer, like in like 2 months, dropped it. It's actually the 10-year anniversary of my first project coming up soon.
Oh shit! Hey, no, we gotta celebrate that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
gotta celebrate that.
On August 1st. On August 1st, 2015, I dropped my first project.
Bro, that's dope. Damn, you been in this shit for 10 years?
Yes, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, fuck that. 10 years is gone by that damn fast.
Yes, bro.
What?
Like as I was talking, I'm like, damn, yeah.
Sheesh. I'll come back to that in a second. I feel old as fuck now because when I think about it, I'm like 10 years ago, I was a senior in fucking college at that point. What is happening? Anyway, keep going. Ignore me, man. I feel old. I feel
Okay.
seasoned.
Yeah. So I've been doing it a long time and just continue to drop more projects, drop more projects. I was pretty much dropping every year. So I dropped the first one, Josh Johnson EP, 2015 summer. And I came back with Dolan Drive Dreams tape, 2016 summer. And then I dropped what I used to consider my first album, but now I'm not really sure. But the Sap Jump, I would say that's like the project that kind of like that's the first project I made after I graduated college. So I think that's probably like a definitive one for me. Cause once I made that, it's like, all right, like, okay, I can make some I can I have the capability to make some really good music. I'm not saying that my stuff before that wasn't good. I don't really like listening to it much because I now what I know now like it could have been so much better. But I think like the Sap Zone was like the first one where like I was like, and I think a lot of people who heard it was like, yeah, like I see what he got going now. I think that's the one that kind of like put people's eyes and ears on what I had going. And then
hmm
my first album I say is the All For Y'all joint. I dropped in 2020. I dropped another album called Him in 2022. Collab project with Cross. It's All Love 2023. And then I dropped two tapes in 2024, just like little 3 packs, little Jug Volume 1, Jug Volume 2. And I made Jug an acronym, um, which means Jay is unabashedly using his gifts.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that.
Yeah, yeah. So like people call me Jug from like really where that came from is we used to throw parties, so like me, Chris Cortez, um, Rod, Jordan, like we used to throw parties and all that. And like we would sell tickets to the party. So like I'm moving around getting all my tickets off. And
hmm
that's really where Jug Man Josh came from. So like people who met me after that time, like they probably know me as Jug or just Jay.
Hmm.
People be calling me a lot of names, bro. It's really just those. It's Josh, Jug, or Jay. I can tell you when I met you based on what you call me.
I say the same thing too, because I know a lot of folks is like, who the fuck is Marshall? Nigga, you met me back then. If you knew me from back then, and then we always talk for years, you got to get to re-know me again at this point. That's how I feel, you know. But I love the fact that you got into how you got into the music and you kept it going and you saw the talent and saw what it could give. Because I'm going back to your discography over here on Spotify, which I don't know if you know, you got a This Is playlist on Spotify. And I'm like, oh, this nigga is in there. Because to me, if you got a This Is featuring whoever the person's name is, or if you got a radio on Spotify, then you go to at that point. I'm sorry. You know, I just feel that way, right? But as somebody that has literally been listening to your music since day one, like this ain't him talking his shit like, oh, the music, like as somebody who knows, who's been a musician literally since sixth grade, like been playing instruments, been singing. Now, of course, I ain't did nothing professionally because that days is over with, but shout out to Snowden and Central for giving me, it really giving both of us our
Thanks.
foundation in music, right?
Thanks.
Because it's complete sidebar, and then I'm gonna let you go back to it, go back to your lore. But there was a video on TikTok where they posted Central in their jazz band. This was like last school year. And
Mhm.
folks was like, oh my God, they sound great or whatever. And somebody got in the comments and they was like, yeah, I got a friend that's a teacher there. And she said that it wasn't given this before they got started and before this band director got there, whatever, whatever. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on there. Wait a minute. Hold on. Spec that all the way up. They didn't start from scratch because if you go back to that band room, you gonna see some superior ratings in that bad boy prior to 2013.
Thanks.
That was us doing that. We was getting superior rating ones and twos, and really was sweeping a boy across the city in that mug. Jazz band wasn't us on
Thanks.
bull. Now marching band, that's a whole different ball game. No, no, we can't talk about that like that. That's not what we was doing, right? That's not what we talking about. But jazz band, concert band, sight read, like folks was going to state band, folks was doing the damn thing back in band, right? And so it gave us a solid foundation. Like when people ask me, like, how do you have such a good ear for stuff? Or like when I'm singing, folks be like, nigga, you sing very well. I mean, in my head, I'm like, no, I don't. Please don't gas me up like that. Cause I know what I'm supposed to sound like, and I don't sound like that. Like, and they're like, no, you need to be singing background vocals for folks. You need to be in somebody choir, doing whatever, whatever. And I'm like, well, I did do that. I've done all of that. I would love to still direct a choir at some point in time in my life. But like, I have to credit being in band for giving that foundation, right? Because I still got the ear for it, X amount of years later, 10 plus years later, still got the ear for it, right? But I say that to say, like, the music is good, y'all. Like
Appreciate that,
the
bro.
shit is fire. He already know what I'm getting ready to say. I still got a bone to pick with this man about one song in particular. Uh, and it's literally one of my favorite songs out of everything that he's put out, and he had the fucking audacity to make it a goddamn interlude
Like I
between
told,
you and that horse lady, Blue Ivy's client. I'm sick of both of y'all.
like I told you, that's not even me on the song.
I don't give a flying fuck who it is. Y'all have the audacity to make the best shit, and it's a goddamn interlude. What am I supposed to do with a Costco sample?
Hey, keep getting them. Circle back.
Man,
Circle
whatever.
back.
Keep going. Continue your lore, man. Continue your lore.
But how I kind of got into like other aspects of stuff. as far as fashion goes, one of my good friends, KJ, he went to UT also, but he's a year under me, so you might not have. Nah, you might not have met him.
Bro, that's been over 10 years ago. I
Yeah,
don't
that
even
was a while
remember
ago.
who I graduated with at this
Yeah,
point. I don't know
for
none of them
sure,
folks no more.
for sure. But yeah, he has a line called "Cop What You Want." He does a lot of cutting. He does a lot of custom cut and sew clothes, um, reworks, denim reworks, hoodies, and all of that. Like he basically makes one of one clothes. And he's been doing that since about 2019. So like when I first heard about the brand, I just copped from him because it was hard. Um, we ended up building a relationship through that. He's like one of my closest friends now, like to be honest. And that just started with me supporting him and him supporting me. Like him, I was buying so much shit from him, shit, he'll just give me shit sometimes. But that was because I really just appreciated the detail that he put into his work and the passion that he had behind it. And it was just hard clothes and it's one of one. So nobody else has like whatever you get from him, nobody else is gonna have. Like I don't have to put a hoodie on and worry about going out and seeing 10 niggas or even five or two niggas with the same shit that I got on. Um so started copping from him around that time and just built a relationship with him. Started modeling for him actually. So when he started doing fashion shows in the city and just the ad campaigns he would do for new drops, he would pull me to be a model. And that turned into us eventually doing a couple of collabs together. Like we've done some merch collabs. So like when I dropped the Him album, we did a merch collab with shirts. So I had a slow down shirt, my mind I must escape shirt. I had a Kush Coma shirt and I Don't Belong in This World shirt for each of those songs. So we were dropping those shirts, selling those. Those did pretty well. We came back, did another collab for the Jug series last year. So we had a PPP hoodie and two low key cozy hoodies. We sold a few of those. And then I had always told him that like I wanted to like work with him, like if he needed some help, like making the clothes that he makes. Um, and last year he fucked with me, taught me how to cut out the patterns and everything, and I started helping him and started working with him. Um, so now I'm getting paid to make clothes with my best homie, one of my best homies. And with that, I just been doing a lot of traveling and you know what I'm saying, going up to Illinois, going to Missouri and everything, selling clothes and meeting new people through that. So that's kind of how I got into the fashion and the modeling aspect. Because after I started modeling with him, I started modeling with other brands in the city, doing photo shoots for other brands in the city as well. Ended up modeling in New York Fashion Week in 2023. So that's kind of got how I got into the fashion. KJ just went out of town to Minnesota for a thrift con or something to go sell clothes up there. I've been working with him all week making stuff for that.
No, that's
So
real. That's fire. And it's
yeah,
a few of them pieces, man. I'm like,
you
it,
gotta cop you
man.
gotta cop what you want and we sell them at a very good price point. Like for the amount of work that we do to make those clothes and to travel and the amount of time and energy and money that we put into this, like we really giving out good deals for these clothes.
Yeah.
And we be having sales and stuff all the time. You just gotta tap in with the page and tap in with us. Well,
And y'all definitely gonna be able to do that. We're gonna get all the information. I'm gonna put it there in the description box, put the Instagrams, all of this stuff so y'all can
yeah,
have that information.
Instagram we drip here.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna make sure y'all
Everywhere
got
we
all of
go,
that.
we drip.
Yeah, we'll make sure we got all of that. Make sure y'all got this so y'all can go and support a black owned business, support because again, that outfit from New York Fashion Week, I'm like, damn, a nigga need that in his closet. I'm like, ugh. But
Come on.
I love the one-on-one aspect because, and I love the fact that you said, you ain't got to worry about going nowhere and worry about people having the same stuff that you got on because everybody is looking for this like level of exclusivity in these days, right?
Hmm.
Especially because I've always had a critique about men's fashion as a whole, especially because men's fashion, and I've said this before, people have laughed, and I'm like, no, dead ass. It's always some type of graphic t-shirt, some type of distressed jean, and a Jordan. Now it's become an
That's classic.
oversized shirt, a baggy something, and a loafer. And niggas ain't experimenting with shit, right? Ain't nobody, or at least I'll say this, up until probably like late 2024, folks weren't really trying to like experiment. They weren't trying to like step into a bag because of what the optics was gonna look like, right? But having like several one of one, because I got a few one of one pieces that I've had made before. Um, and I've got that people have brought from me from other countries that I've had made here in the States, like, and people be like, damn, this shit fine. Where you get that from? And I'm like, oh, hey, pimp, this is one on one. Like, literally, this don't
Yeah.
exist nowhere else besides my body right now, you know? And it be irritating me when I can't fit it no more because I done got swole, I done lost the weight, and it don't fit no more. And I'm like, fuck, I can't go get this altered like I want to because I don't live in that place no more, or I didn't know who that person got it from originally, or that person may have, transitioned and gone and had that meeting with Jesus. I don't know. But I love the fact that you are so versatile when it comes to your artistry and your creativity, right? So I have to ask, right, who is your inspiration when it comes to the music, the fashion, the clothes? Like, what's your inspiration behind all of that?
Or like my inspiration to do it, or like who I'm inspired by.
Both, and.
Um, I mean, with the music, like like that was just always a part of me. Like from the beginning, from singing in church choir all the way up to band and choir, central and band and Morehouse and all that. Like that was just always a thing. I say is being an artist, my biggest influences, I always say, as far as like style, would be like Kid Cudi, Drake, J. Cole. Those are like the big three as far as who I was influenced by when I started, because that's really what I was listening to. Like everybody was listening to Drake around that time. People still listen to Drake.
Not me, girl.
Um,
I'm sorry, Team Kendrick. Anyway,
I mean,
keep going.
you could be Team Kendrick, but I mean, Drake is Drake, man.
Sure, I'm gonna leave that argument right there because I just had this conversation with somebody last night, which is where that whole point about the children ain't doing their research. Like, you can't talk about Kendrick ain't that nigga, and he the only person with a Pulitzer Prize. Whatever, keep going.
I feel you.
I'm just saying, keep going.
I feel you. I'm just saying, I still listen to him. J. Cole, that's who I was listening to around that time, and Cudi. So that's where my influence kind of came from. Because I was talking to somebody the other day, and like they asked me what I was listening to growing up. Like I didn't listen to rap growing up.
Same,
Like my mama wasn't playing rap.
same.
Like my dad wasn't playing rap. It's like that's how a lot of people got put on their music because of their parents, or they had like a big brother or something. Like I was the only
Mm-hmm.
child. So whatever my mom was listening to, I was listening to.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to neo soul R&B music for most of my childhood, probably up until I got like to middle school and got my own iPod and
Mm-hmm.
started exploring and seeing what was out there. But even when I was doing that, like I wasn't listening to I wasn't listening to Memphis artists. Like I wasn't listening to Gotti or 3 6 or none of that. Like I was
Mm.
listening to Wiz Khalifa. I was listening to Mac Miller and Cudi, Drake, J. Cole, and them. Like even when I found out about Kendrick, like I was listening to Kendrick. So
So you have a
that's one.
very wide variety in taste, is what I'm hearing, basically.
Yeah,
And a lot of people don't have
It's
that.
even wider now. Like
Yeah.
the stuff I listen to now is even broader. Like when you got to throw in when I first found out about Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean, and then that's
Mm.
adding into the whole my style and stuff too. Like once they came around and I'm listening to them, and then even like even more recent to like when Daniel Caesar first came on and came in, he was doing his R&B thing. People had their feelings about Daniel Caesar, but
I don't even pay that no attention.
people had their feelings about Daniel Caesar, but that Freudian album and even the stuff he's dropped recently is really good.
Hmm.
But people just don't talk about it.
I mean, he kind of brought it on himself, but
Yeah, I mean,
it is
for
what it
sure.
is.
But the music, the
I mean, the music is good, like,
music is
but that's
good.
that larger conversation with people. It's like you got to separate the artist from the art and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And but I also get the aspect of like I'm not going to support the artist because of what it is that they do say or believe because that's attached to them. But it's like all of us are, at least my belief system is that all of us are conduits for the Most High to work through anyway. So technically, he's just the microphone. He's the mouthpiece for the art, or you're the canvas for the clothes for the art. It's not necessarily you as the issue. So you can still have your beliefs, as long as your beliefs ain't, or at least to me, as long as your art isn't, which is kind of oxymoron and kind of paradoxical in itself, as long as your art isn't fueled by your beliefs, you get
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, I completely out of music context, using like J.K. Rowling as an example. That lady's transphobic as I'll get out. But if she was using transphobia to then push Harry Potter, that's where you lose me at, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but I love that variety of taste when it comes to you know what you produce and what you showcase and how you show up as an individual too, right? Because for y'all who don't know him personally like I do, what you see in real life and what you see as the artist are inseparable, right? And I say that because a lot of who you are as a person informs how you show up as an artist as well. And it showcases in your music, right? And if y'all want like what some of my favorite songs by him, besides the one that he just told y'all that one by him that I still got a bone to pick with him about, and I'm gonna pick this bone until one of us kick the bucket, right? Self Affirmation is still one of my favorite songs by you.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
Cause that mother come on when I'm listening to car, that's my 90 and the 35
I ain't
song
gonna
right
lie,
there.
when I made that joint, when I made that joint, that's the song that was like, damn, like, okay, I can really rap.
And yes, and mind y'all, this is the
I
first
was like, I
song
was like, all right,
on
I
the
was like,
tape.
all right, like I can rap for real.
When I said, y'all, bro, this is the first song. He come out the gate. I said, when I first heard, I said, hold on, now turn it off, start it over, start it back from the top. What you mean? You coming out the gate? I still remember the day that I first listened to it. I text you and I said, bruh, like this? You coming like this? You ain't even giving niggas time to breathe. You was like, nah, dick on the table immediately. And this is what y'all are gonna have. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
That was one of them songs like when I tell people like if I'm again ADHD, I will get stuck on a song for a while before I listen to the rest of the thing, right? Or if the whole album is good, I have to run the entire album down until I can get to my favorite song. Like example, when Justin Timberlake's 2020 experience,
yeah.
I was stuck on Push a Lover Girl for half the day before I even got to the rest of the album, right?
Yeah.
Because the
No, I
song was
feel
just that damn good, right? Or like with Renaissance, I had to play the entire album from start to finish. There was like until I got to the point where I was like, well, Virgo's Groove, that is my favorite song off of Renaissance. But like that was one of them I had to keep playing it from start to finish because it was just that damn good. This one, Self Affirmation, I was like, as long as I'm in this vehicle, and I was on a road trip when I listened to that. I was like, yeah, I'm glad I'm riding this car by myself because y'all would be sick of me right now. Because that mug literally was on repeat for a solid minute before I let the whole rest of the tape play. So
I appreciate that though.
yeah, nah, bro. I'm gonna give you your flowers always. That was one of my favorites Move is one of my favorites. And that's just strictly off the just being a nigga from Memphis. It's strictly a nigga from Memphis. That was one of my favorites too. Another one of my favorites. Hold on, because I got it here, and I promise y'all, I'm gonna leave out of this. I'm gonna leave out of this tape. That's just one tape. I'm gonna come off of that, but let me go to another one. Low Key Cozy is another one of my favorites.
Yeah,
What's another one? Off the Him album, Kush Coma was my favorite, along with Venus Retrograde, which that's the one that I'm still salty about. You know, I'm gonna get over it at some point in time. And then there was another one I can't find it and I can't think of it off the top of my head. But when I say y'all, bro, the music is fire, right? And I'm not saying this because this is my homie and we go back like four flats on a Cadillac. I'm saying it because the nigga's amazing, y'all.
yeah,
So
yeah, bro.
I need y'all, once you through listening to us talk our shit here, I need you to go right on over there to that Spotify, to that Apple Music, to whomever that you pay your dollars to, or go on over to YouTube, wherever it's at. Go click on these songs. Go click on the albums, because people don't listen to albums like they supposed to. They don't listen to full bodies of work like they supposed to. You need to go listen to the full bodies of work. Okay, cool, amen. So, with that being the case, right? Beyond what I said, what if somebody had to, or if you told somebody to describe your music in one word or in a phrase, in a sentence, right? What would you tell people your music gives, for those who've never heard of you and are first time listeners of you? I know that's a very loaded question, ain't it?
I got the perfect answer.
Oh, shut me the fuck up. Go ahead.
The human experience. Mm.
Come on, you gotta give us a little bit more. What that mean? Let's go into that. What you mean?
Oh, I mean, like you said earlier, because you know me personally, and like my personal comes through in the music and the way that I am as an artist, and like the things that I do, the things I say. That's the human experience, bro. Like when you listen to my music, you can find a song about anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, find a song about falling in love. You can find a song about falling out of love. You can find a song about getting to some money. You can find a song about just having a good day. It's sunny outside and it's a good ass day. I got a song about having bad days. I got songs about having bad time periods. I got songs about overcoming and triumph and facing adversity and getting through it. I got songs about everything. Like we said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I don't know exactly how many songs I have out. I know like when you go on Spotify and look at my discography, it look crazy
Mm-hmm.
because got all of my solo stuff and then you got everything I'm featured on. Like it look crazy on Spotify. Um, but yeah, that's what you can expect. You can expect my version of the human experience, and that's something that somebody can relate to. We all kind of live similar lives, especially now that we got social media and we so connected and we seeing everything that everybody is seeing. We all going through the same shit,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's good or bad, whether
Mm-hmm.
you're prevailing through some shit or just simply going through some shit. We all going through pretty much the same thing. So you can just find something that you can relate to and resonate with. That's also gonna sound good.
And you are 100% correct about that. And I love that you described it that way, because I don't think a lot of people view music as a human experience or as part of the human experience. They don't look at it as that being the expression of somebody's life, right? Or the expression of their soul. And this goes back to the conversation I was having with someone yesterday about, like, Drake and Kendrick and things like that. Because they were saying like Kendrick music is too woke, right? But it's like, is it really though? Or is it that just Drake stuff is just on a catchy beat, right? Which two things can be true at the same time, right? But if you go back, and this is what I told him, I was like, and how I was like, how I know y'all don't listen to music or y'all don't listen to full bodies of work and stuff like that. Like, because I think he said he got on to Kendrick and to Pimp a Butterfly. And I'm like, man, you missing like
You missing
eons, you missing a lot, right? Because I can't. If anybody that's a Kendrick fan, they will quite literally still say to this day, "Good Kid, Mad City" is his best album, his best project of all time, of all the stuff that he put out. Right. Some people may disagree. They may say, Section 80 is his best. Some people say, to me personally, To Pimp a Butterfly is his best work to me. Right. Um, but that's just because of who I am as a person. Right. But I'm like, Section 80 and Good Kid, Mad City was quite literally just him talking about his experience in Compton. Like
Right.
that's just him talking about him growing up, right? Then you get into, To Pimp a Butterfly, he talked about the fuck ups and the ills of society in a larger, grander scheme of things, right? Same thing with Damn, right? And then you get to Mr. Morale, that's him going to therapy and, trying to get past all of that stuff that went through that he told us about in
I
the last
really,
5 hours.
really like the Mr. Morale. I hate how people hate on it.
I mean, it wasn't my favorite album, but
It wasn't my favorite. I like the second half. I like the second part more than the first.
okay.
Like starting with Count Me Out and going down. Like
Okay.
I like the half better than the first. But he got some joints on the first half too that I really like.
Yeah.
The Father Time joint was hard. The Rich Spirit joint is hard. I gotta look at the track list for everything else, but like Count Me Out, Savior, he got some joints on there.
Yeah. Like
I think it's just because of the subject matter is so personal, and like it go back to the same thing I was saying about my music. Like the subject matter just so personal that maybe people aren't comfortable with being maybe even that vulnerable with themselves to even
mhm.
listen to somebody that's able to be as vulnerable with not only himself but the world.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And that even kind of takes us back to the very first thing we was talking about the highlight reels that people post on Instagram. Like what's the song? Be Grateful about Walter Hawkins and Tremaine Hawkins, God ain't giving you sunshine every day. Sometimes it's a little rain, it's a little pain, but it makes you appreciate the good times, right? And everybody ain't having good times all the fucking time, regardless of what it looks like. And just like you said, everybody ain't willing to be vulnerable like that. But if you can get to the level of vulnerability, you realize that there's freedom in that, right? And not only is there freedom in that, that's your opportunity to get off of your spirit what you need to get off, which is why Kendrick can then come back after Mr. Morale and hit you with a GNX, and it's like, you niggas got me fucked up. And I'm gonna show you how, where, when, and why y'all got me fucked up. So with that being the case, as one of my former professors would say, as we land this airplane and pull into the gate, right? Do you have any final imparting words for the people before we get up out of here? Sidebar, y'all, I'm skipping cries of outrage today because I ain't really got nothing to talk about. I don't even care right now. But now, as we already said, if I don't be paying attention to this stuff, I like my
Oh,
peace.
I got enough stuff going on in my own life to be worried about what other folks got going on, brother.
Exactly. So, with that being the case, any final parting words for the people for the class before we get up out of here today?
Um, I appreciate you having me on, bro.
Yeah, man.
You having me on. This was cool. This was fun, and we ain't really chopped it up like face. I guess face to face.
We're gonna have to change that at some point.
Where you at now?
We're gonna talk about that off the record
For
though.
sure.
We gonna get into all of that. But I definitely do want to change it at some point in time because there's a lot of people I haven't seen physically in a while, and I'm just like, nah, I need to go see my peoples. I don't like that. But we're living in capitalism, and everybody won't rent for a plane ticket. And ain't no way in hell I'm finna do no drive nowhere back to the city of Memphis because that's too far for me. Anything over 4 hours is too much for me at this point. So,
You
uh,
got a real road runner.
and
Runner.
I'm quick to get on somebody expressway and go somewhere, but like I said, I'm a season saint. This 31-year-old body ain't don't move like it used to.
I feel you though. I've been because I take a lot of road trips for clothes, like selling clothes with KJ and going different places. And like the drives I used to make with no problem, like I'm getting out the car now. Like, ooh,
Uh-huh. I can't do it
I
no
gotta
more.
start. I gotta start taking some breaks.
Yes, like I be looking forward to a rest stop. Like shit, you need to go pee. I gotta
I gotta
stretch.
start
Like I
taking. I
need,
gotta start taking some breaks.
like I need 5 minutes. Give me a second, then we can get back to this road trip. But damn, like I can't do it no more. But all of that to say, y'all, I appreciate you coming through, man, for the second time on Introspective Thoughts. Again, if I find that footage from back in the day, I'm gonna just drop that as a for funsies
Let's
episode.
let's let's watch that first before.
Oh no, we definitely gonna watch that first because it ain't edited. It's still raw footage. I still gotta go through all of that. And again, I
So,
said if I find it, emphasis on if, because yeah, I don't even know where it's at.
right.
But with that being the case, per usual, y'all be great. Until the next time, this has been Introspective Thoughts. Thank you again for coming through, man. And I holler, y'all be great.
For sure, bro. Love.